Hello everyone. Welcome to Dr. Rajkumar Academy. Welcome to the session on 1-3-2023. So now let us quickly look at the important issues that are there, guys. So the first issue, Q3 GDP growth slows to 4.4%. Past data upgraded. See, yes, normally in economy, most of the data that we get will be estimates. That means this much business has happened, this much GST collections has happened, so I might be growing at this particular pace. Estimates will be made. Later it will be corrected. Fine. But there are also many aspects that we try to look at. But now when we see Q3, quarter 3, when we look at it, GDP growth has slowed down to 4.4%. Right, it has slowed down to 4.4%. Arrested AAP leaders Satyendra Jain Sisodia quit Delhi cabinet. This court has told that they can't interfere into the issue. The court has not told they are corrupted, but they can't interfere in the issue, so they are behind bars. So they have resigned. Nothing much. Corruption is very, very dangerous for any country. This is where many philosophers always try to say we can hand over government to people, but there will be few who cannot control their appetite. That means hunger for money that leads to corruption, which is one of the biggest problem in India across political parties. Let's not blame only Aam Aadmi Party, Congress, BJP. Every political party have few people who are highly corrupt, which is one of the major problem that you can't avoid. Governors, CMs must have a mature dialogue, says Supreme Court. Because there is clash of words going on between different governors and chief ministers in different parts of the country. And Supreme Court has told that maturely you have to behave. You have a right to talk. You have a right to express, but that should be done in a systematic manner. Guys, we read about Kashmiri Pandits killer, right? So, and Pulwama. Now, those two people who were involved in killing have been killed by our forces. So, what is happening after Article 370 and Article 35A has been removed? Most of the people in Jammu Kashmir, they are supporting India. But the biggest problem now is few groups don't like it and they are targeting Hindus specifically there, so that there is divide between the society and again communal clashes increases. But India is trying to ensure that these are reduced. China sending finance minister to India for G20 meeting. See, this G20 summit is happening in India, and obviously all the countries' respective departmental heads will be coming to India, and there will be discussion about how exactly we need to proceed. So it's very, very important for us to look into these issues and also ensure that in India, all these meetings are covered in a systematic manner. Fine. So, guys, when they come, we won't talk about border affairs and other problems. We will mainly focus on G20. a thumbs down for adopt a heritage scheme. Yes, union government introduced adopt a heritage scheme in 2017, but it did not go well. So recently, again they have told private companies, public sector units, government, they all should come together and ensure that they will adopt a monument. And remember, whenever they adopt a monument, right, they will be called as monument mitras, friends of monuments. And the most important thing here that we all need to understand is the author says when you give a monument to a company, what will the company do? The company will clean them. It will try to put lights. It will try to bring more restaurants, bus connectivity, everything to that particular monument, because of which business improves and tourism improves, and it will also protect our monuments. Taj Mahal is protected mainly because of the income that it generates. So, it is very, very important for us also to protect many such monuments in the country. But the author says that even though there are certain positives, the biggest problem is when you look at Morbi Bridge in Gujarat, a watch repair company was given authority to construct the bridge, and they could not do it, which led to the huge incident that we saw. Similarly, if we give monuments to the companies which do not have basic minimum experience in protecting it, then that would lead to a disaster. Second, they will focus more on money rather than protecting the monument. Third, local people who are present there who were dependent on the monument for their livelihood will be severely affected. So it is trying to say that please ensure that you are not giving this monument to anyone. So just don't get into the political aspects, guys. Any program will have merits and demerits. So we need to balance it and move ahead. India's democracy diminished and declining. Yes, this is written by a Congress person, so don't get into it. Okay. The Windsor framework is a positive step in the ties between UK and EU. Guys, in the last, I will explain this agreement, guys. International courts and climate change. See, guys, climate change is a global threat. We are all aware about it. And many countries are facing existential crisis. That means they may be submerged. And if that happens, it would be a very big disaster. So, some countries under Vanuatu, Vanuatu, I don't know how you pronounce it, Vanuatu, right? This is a South Pacific Ocean island country, guys, and it is going to be submerged due to climate change. Now, it is saying what is the liability of the countries which are emitting more if it leads to submergence. Now, my country got submerged. I need to file a case. Against whom should I file? And let us say some country is not stopping emissions. They are continuing with emissions. In such a scenario, what are the legal provisions that are associated. What measures does a country have to fight against them? Which is the court we need to go? All these are certain questions raised by Vanuatu to ICJ and ITLOS, International Court of Justice and International Tribunal for the Law of the Sea. So in both these cases, what is more important is about how exactly can we file case against the country who is violating and destroying the nature. Yes, this is the question that they are trying to ask. It's very, very important. I just want you to write down certain things. Climate change, climate change is one of the major problem the world community is facing. Below this, Vanuatu, Vanuatu, along with along with few countries, few countries have come together, have come together and they have approached ICJ and ITLOS and ITLOS and ITLOS to give resolutions and legal instruments available available if any country violates climate change negotiations. This Vanuatu is very, very important, guys. Yeah. Yes, with respect to Indian society, especially with respect to women empowerment, guys, Nagaland is an exception, guys, where we observe that women are socially empowered. For example, more than 85% of women over the age of 5 are attending schools. Less than 6% of Nagaland women aged 20 to 24 years married before turning 18. Whereas when you look at all India, it is 23%. That means socially, when it comes to empowerment, Nagaland women are doing it systematically and they are ahead of any other region. But when it comes to politics, even today, not even a single MLA is getting elected from Nagaland. Even women are not voting the women candidates. This is showing us that they are socially empowered but politically not so empowered. So you can write this, guys. Nagaland women, you can give the case study of this. Nagaland women are socially empowered hyphen 85% of women, 85% of women over the age of 5, over the age of 5 had attended school. Next, less than 6% of Nagaland women have married have married before before 18 years, indicating indicating that they are socially empowered. Unfortunately, unfortunately, not even a single MLA, not even a single MLA has been selected, has been elected. Yeah. Kashmiri Pandit killer among two gunned down, not required. Legislature facing disqualification, can't attend floor test. Is basically Supreme Court is trying to argue what is the requirement of the floor test, because one guy has left the party. Now, if the same guy can participate in the floor test, that is a clear indication that 10th schedule is being violated. So it's a arguments going on, guys. Don't worry about it. New Delhi welcomes foreign ministers for G20 meeting amid negotiations over agenda. So guys, all the G20 foreign countries, they will come. They will sit and discuss what should be the meeting agenda. So we are going to meet. What all should we bring into table and discuss? And once everyone agrees, we all will talk about that. So these foreign ministers will go back and they will prepare what are their demands. Let us say climate change, terrorism is listed. So every country will go back and bring what is their concern with respect to that. Tackling breach of privilege is not throttling free speech. See guys, if someone tries to misuse the privilege given to them, and if we question them, it is not questioning the right of free speech, is what Vice President is trying to argue. Congress counters PM's remarks against Kharge and Sonia. Yeah. India, Australia to sign agreements on mutual recognition of qualifications. This is very important. Now you see in India, you might have done medical service, and if you go to some other country, and there also you will have some sort of degrees case. Both are not matching. Both are not matching because the way they teach there is different from the way we teach here. So what is going to happen? A guy with Indian MBA can't go to Australia and directly start working there. Similarly, an MBBS doctor there can't come and work here. So you will have such restrictions. So now when both the countries are recognizing each other's qualifications, then it would be much more easier for people to go and get the job opportunities, guys. Guys, heat waves is likely to be present. What is an heat wave? Guys, let us say Bangalore temperature in summer is 30 degrees Celsius, and due to high temperature, if it becomes 35 degrees Celsius, then it will be called as heat waves. So what is an heat wave? If at all temperature of a particular region increases by 5 degrees Celsius than the average temperature, then it is called as a heat wave. ISRO successful in key test for India's third moon mission. That means ISRO is successfully conducting the test where we will be sending our third moon mission. This proton beam therapy is used to deal with cancer patients, and unfortunately, it is not available so many. The ratio of people to the machines are very less. We need to increase them, is what it is trying to argue. Fine, nothing much. So, guys, now let me explain you about the Brexit deal that is going on, guys. Yes, I just want you people to have a basic information first. Yes, European Union is a group of 27 countries, and in that 27 countries, Ireland is also one. Ireland is this particular one, and this has border with Northern Ireland, which is part of UK. See, all the color is UK. This is Ireland, guys. This is Northern Ireland, which is part of UK. So now, Northern Ireland had lot of fight historically, and there is an agreement called Good Friday Agreement. According to that, goods from other parts of UK can go to Northern Ireland, and from Northern Ireland it can go to other parts of UK. Good relations were established and most of the problems were resolved. Now, what happened? Recently, people of Britain told that we don't want to be with European Union, so we want to come out of European Union. Brexit came out, that is Britain came out of European Union, right? So UK is now trying to have agreement with European Union. What is the agreement? The goods moving between Northern Ireland and Ireland, if you see, will have less or zero restrictions. That means goods from Northern Ireland can go to Ireland, and from Ireland it can come back to Northern Ireland. Because when I say Ireland, Ireland is part of European Union. Please understand this. That means goods from Northern Ireland can go to European Union. From European Union, it can come to Northern Ireland. Clear? You see, guys, Britain can have agreement or goods movement with Northern Ireland, and Northern Ireland can have with Britain. Northern Ireland will have open border with Ireland, and European Union. European Union can have with Northern Ireland, but Britain will not have any sort of movement with Ireland or with European Union. So UK is trying to say, let Northern Ireland be having deal with them, but Britain should not have any sort of trade similar to what Northern Ireland have, because in Britain people have requested no deal with European Union. Fine. So don't worry, this is complicated and not so important as well. But in prelims, when they ask you Windsor Agreement, right? Windsor Agreement, remember it is associated with UK, European Union, Northern Ireland. If you know about this, it's enough, guys. For prelims, this can be a question, and if you are aware about this, it's enough. Fine. So these are the important things, guys. Guys, please do comment and tell us if you need anything more from our side, any services required. We'll try to provide this. Thank you.